Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to talk about how when you're starting off real estate wholesaling, how much money should you expect to spend right away? When I was starting real estate wholesaling, I really did not have a lot of money. So I was budgeting my stuff very carefully, especially when I was starting off, until I started having deals constantly coming to me. How much should you expect to spend when you're starting off? So let me tell you, I'm gonna give you examples of how to do it very cheap or how you can do it more expensive and maybe get better results to start with. Okay, well, let's start with number one. Education, okay? So with education, you can do it for free, absolutely for free, or you can pay a little bit more money to get it educated in what real estate wholesaling is and how to do it. I started fully from YouTube, so I learned everything that I know, well, that I knew when I started from YouTube. So that was free, so that was great, absolutely worked out for me, it was great. The problem with learning from YouTube, there's a lot of not great information out there, information from people that don't know exactly what they're talking about, or even if they feel like they do know what they're talking about, they're not giving the 100% information right away to you. So I believe YouTube is good, and I think it's absolutely a fantastic place to learn pretty much anything nowadays. But you have to be very careful about who you follow and what videos do you watch. You most of the time can kind of tell if the person knows what they're talking about. Write notes, make notes, maybe watch multiple videos from different people about the same topic. And when you do, compare what they're saying and kind of get the best out of all of the videos and put it on the paper and say, hey, this is how this part of the business works. This is what I should be doing. Obviously, you can do a very expensive way of learning is, take the courses. There are like cheaper courses that are actually could be very good. I've taken a course that was, I think it was like $90 and it was pretty well. I've created myself a course that's $20. It's pretty cheap because that's not the point of really making money. That's not where I make my money. But it's just there if people really want to do it. The link to it is going to be in the description down below. But there's also courses that are $1,000, $5,000. I heard there are courses that are over 10 grand and more. So it's kind of crazy, but I mean, I guess if you have the money for it and you really don't feel like spending $10,000 is bad for you, maybe it's worth it. I know, I forgot this guy's name. He does the creative finance. Pace Morby, I think that's what his name is. His courses are very expensive and his class is very expensive. I want to say it's over 5 grand. I think it is. And I've actually taken his class, I didn't pay for it. I just, somebody that was taking the class just gave me access just to see what it is. I didn't take the whole class. I just watched a couple of videos. And I want to tell you this, it's actually not bad. I did learn a lot during the couple of videos that I did watch because I didn't need to take the whole course because I was already deep into wholesaling. I just wanted to see what they talk about certain parts of the business. But I don't know, is it worth $5,000 to $10,000? Maybe for some people, yes. But especially when I was starting off, I did not have the 5-10 grand to spend on that. So for me, it was not an option. So if that's an option for you, maybe it's actually worth it. And if $10,000 is really easily disposable and you can justify investing that in yourself and you're okay with that, go ahead and do it. I know wholesaling is going to pay off, especially if you implement everything that you learn. So don't feel bad investing that in yourself. I'll be very honest with you. I just didn't have that opportunity when I was starting. So number two, of course, you're going to have to find leads. There are free ways to find leads, right? So there's free ways you can drive for dollars, which still is not free because you spend money on gas. You can virtually drive for dollars. So from your computer or your phone, you can just go on Google Maps and try to find properties, which would be free, but I don't think it's the best source of leads. So I will tell you what I did. I prefer actually finding software that's going to work and pulling a good amount of leads right away and then working on those leads. And here's why. You give yourself better chance of succeeding the more properties you have, the more leads you have, because especially when you're starting off, you want to succeed as soon as you can, because a lot of people, they get demotivated if their success isn't followed shortly after when they start. So I believe that when you start into wholesale, when you go into wholesaling, do expect to spend money on software and skip tracing. That's what we're going to talk about. Software. I use PropStream. I still use PropStream. I love PropStream. I've been using it since day one. Right now, I actually have I'm an affiliate for PropStream, so the link down below. If you check it out, you get a free trial, and after that free trial, try it out, see how the software works, and after you try it out, if you like it, you can subscribe. I think it's $99 or $97 a month, and it's really worth it. You know, for that money, you get access to the entire United States, all the properties and all that stuff, and I love it. I mean, the amount of comparables that you can do and the amount of properties you can find there is crazy. I know that now they have released something that it kind of screws a little bit with non-disclosure states, that now it's harder for them to find comparables, but those are only like 12, 11 states. The rest of the states are not really struggling. Everything is fine. So if you're in those 12 states, there are ways around it. If you want to know the way around it, or if you want to know if your state is non-disclosure, just leave a comment down below. I will let you know. But after you subscribe to PropStream, you're expecting to pay, let's say, $100, right, a month. Now you have to skip trace the property. So you find 1,000 properties in whatever city or whatever the county you're looking, and now you need to skip trace the properties. I suggest not using PropStream for skip tracing. I love PropStream for what it does. The skip tracing on it isn't top notch, okay? So it's okay. It will kind of do its job, but you really want to make sure, especially when you're starting, is that you're getting the best quality for your buck, you know. And I don't think PropStream is there. Yes, they're a little bit cheaper than the competitors, because in general in the industry it's about 15 cents per phone number, not phone number, but per lead, I guess. You get sometimes multiple phone numbers, an email, and all that stuff. But I suggest not using PropStream, even though it's only like 12 or 10 cents or something like that. Use something simple like batch skip tracing. It's not my most favorite one, but it's the most accessible, easy interface is great, you know, and it works. Now I use Lead Sherpa for my skip tracing, but it's because I have a texting platform with them as well, so I can have access to their skip tracing. I don't think you can use their skip tracing if you don't have the texting platform with them, and they're a pretty expensive platform. They're about $250 a month. So in my opinion, that if you're starting off, you might not want to spend that $250 a month on platform, so that you're probably not going to have access to Lead Sherpa. However, on the other side, batch skip tracing, I'm pretty sure is free. You don't have to buy their texting platform to use the skip tracing itself. So let's say 1,000 properties. That's what I would suggest you starting. So 1,000 properties is going to be $150 in skip tracing. So you started off, let's say you learned for free, education free, great, $0. Then you can get PropStream for $100, and then for $150, you actually get the leads, phone numbers, and all that stuff. Now it's time for you to contact them, and the way you can contact them is by calling or texting. You can do mail blasting and all that stuff, but I'm going to do call and texting because those are the fastest and the cheapest ways to contact leads. Again, you will have to purchase a platform, okay? So purchase a software, like a subscription. So they're the cheapest ones out there are like starting at $50, and then there's more expensive ones that are starting, you know, going all the way up to like $200 a month. Maybe there is even more expensive, but I haven't really seen. They can be more expensive if you have more employees, but for yourself, it's going to be anywhere between $50 to $200. So let's say when I started, I think I used the batch skip tracing like texting platform. If I'm not mistaken, it's $129 a month. 130. Maybe it's changed now because I haven't used it for quite some time, but it was about $130 a month. Let's say 150. Let's just round it up, okay? In that $150 a month, you can text and all that stuff, but you will have to pay for phone numbers and text separately. So $150 a month, you bought the platform. You have to purchase 20 phone numbers, which is going to be $1 a month. So that's another 20 bucks, okay? So you have $150 for the platform, $20 for the phone numbers, and then if you use Batch, you can actually connect it to Twilio, and that's where you buy the phone numbers and stuff. Twilio charges like 3/4 of a cent for a text message. So if you send 2,000 text messages, it's actually going to be $150 as well. And what I'm saying, why am I saying 2,000? Is because if you have 1,000 leads, most of them you're gonna text them, they're not gonna reply. You're gonna text them, and they're gonna say not interested. So for sure you're gonna send 1,000 texts, but some of them you're gonna actually keep going back and forth. So I would say about 2,000 is a realistic amount of text you will send. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But let's say 2,000. At this point, how much have you spent? You had education for free on YouTube, right? Okay, great. You had prop stream, which is $100. You tried out the trial that's in the link, and then you tried for $100. You tried prop stream, which was good. So let's conclude. How much have you spent to learn wholesaling and to get your first deal? You started off, let's say you didn't have a lot of money, so you did either YouTube or a cheap course that like for example I have, or some couple other people have. You got that for under $50 or whatever, and you tried it out and you learned some stuff. Okay, great. Then you did the prop stream. You got the trial, and then after that you subscription for $100 a month. So you're $150 in. Then after that, you're skip traced it, which is another $150. So you got $300, and you have you have a software, you have 1,000 leads that are skip traced, and now you need to contact them. You're gonna spend another $150 on the platform to contact them, either gonna be cold calling or texting. So now you're at $450. I'm hoping I'm doing the math correctly as I'm doing it in my head. So you got $450. So now you have your $450 in. After you do that, you will actually be purchasing phone numbers and texting them. So you actually could be done at $450 if you're willing to do cold calling. If you do $450 and you get like a Mojo dialer or something, that's only extra $100. That's actually $100 a month, I think, instead of $150. So within $450, you can actually already be calling and doing offers. But if you want to do texting, it's going to be a little bit more costly. So you will actually have to purchase the platform, which you did, that's within that $450. You will also have to text and spend money per text. So we said that's going to be another $150. So that's going to put you at $600. So within $600, you have 1,000 leads, you have software access, you have all the other comparables that you need to run using prop stream. So you're ready to roll to work on those 1,000 leads. So I think if you do very well and you pull the right lists, 1,000 leads could be a very good amount to start. So, and you might even get a lead or a deal within those first 1,000 leads. If you don't, as long as you work on those leads quick within that month, let's say you contacted those 1,000 leads in 2 weeks, right? You still got 2 weeks for subscription for the other two softwares. Pull another list. That's going to cost you another $150 for 1,000 leads, and that's going to cost you another $150 to text those. So that's another $300. So within 1 month, so if you can put away $1,000 per month to start, you can do very well by contacting 2,000 leads every month and getting a deal. At that point, it's what your conversion rate is going to be, and that's why your education comes into place, is that as long as you learn well to start, you will know what to say, how to do it. Obviously, you're gonna learn as it goes, but that's why a lot of times I'm not opposed to people spending money into their education, and taking other people's courses as long as they are legit good courses. So yeah, so I think within $600, you can start well. Within $1,000, you can work a full month and work on 2,000 leads and text them. Or if you want to do a call, it's gonna be even cheaper. And then after that, if you wanted to go for a couple months before you know for sure if wholesaling is gonna work out for you or if you're doing it right, you need about $2,000, okay? Because like 1 month, I would say $1,000 a month is a good budget when you're starting out. $1,000, and then $1,000 for the second month, and then you can just keep it rolling. Obviously for me, I already have at this point 3 virtual assistants. I'm actually hiring my 4th one, so my costs are much, much higher. But when I was starting, this is how much I spent on wholesaling. I was trying to spend as least as I can until I got my first deal. And the moment I got that first deal, the second deal, the third deal, and it just started piling up, I was so excited. It was so great. I'm so happy that I started doing this business. So try it out. It doesn't take too much money to start wholesaling. I know $1,000 a month can be a very big strain on you, but I know that a lot of people have stuff around their house they don't really need. For example, what I did when I was starting off, I was in unemployment and all other stuff, so because I just lost my job, so I didn't have the money. So the way I did it, so I can have the budget to run the business, and I sold a big part of my collectibles. I used to collect different things, different cards and stuff like that. So I sold a bunch of stuff to get money to get started, and it didn't start going well right away. It took me a couple months before I can actually get it going. So I believe that if you guys just started and if you roll for a couple months and you spend about $1,000 a month, you can get a deal pretty quick. All right, guys, I appreciate you all tuning in to this episode. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Like the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel for this kind of content on your page at all times. As always, guys,